I'm here with my friend Scott Needham from SmartScout, and today we're going to talk about a really interesting topic, and that is market research. I know so many of you do your product research utilizing various tools. We all do that. But what I love about the SmartScout tool that a lot of people don't know about is that it gives you an incredible in-depth view into your whole market, into the market of your competitors. And there's so many lessons that we can learn from that. And we're going to just kind of run through and show you guys some cool things that you can learn about your market today using these tools. Well, welcome, Scott. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Amy. Yeah, it's fun to talk to you again. It sounds like you've been to China a lot. Your knowledge of the Amazon sellers worldwide is impressive. So happy to keep the conversation going.
Oh, thank you. That coming from you? Are you kidding me? Like, you're like the god in the Amazon space. Come on.
Well, but now that I have one baby and one on the way, like I do like 3 trips a year now.
A lot less travel, right?
Right.
Well, cool. Yeah, when you first created the SmartScout tool, I think I've been playing around with this tool since the very beginning. And just when we first did a video on our YouTube channel showing off the tool and how you could, the seller map. You guys did the seller map on the initial tool where you could see the sellers around you geographically. So I could look in Texas and I could see what sellers were there. And not only that, but I could click on that brand and see everything they were selling, how much they were selling. It was so cool and it blew everybody away. And since then, I think it's been a couple of years since we did that video.
Yeah.
Since then, SmartScout has added so many other cool tools. One thing that I use, they have this great ad spy tool. And I had a client that was launching a really competitive product. And I studied the competitor on SmartScout, one of their top competitors. And I noticed that competitor, through the ad spy tool, I noticed that competitor was not advertising at all on their brand keyword. And so we took advantage of that and we ranked for the top of search for their brand. And there was actually search for their brand's keyword. So we were able to steal a ton of sales from that brand utilizing SmartScout's ad spy tool. There's so many cool tools. So today, Scott's going to show us some cool stuff with market research.
So, I mean, I've been a seller for a decade. And when I say a seller, I mean like a software developer. Like I was optimizing for one business. And so it was kind of natural to, 4 or 5 years ago to like things that we found very useful to make them available. And it's actually just been a fun ride ever since. That seller map in particular, still to this day, probably the funnest release that we had, where like we had hundreds of people jumping in every hour for the first time to see it. Amy, you'll have to jump out and when you go back to China, see the Chinese sellers. And specifically, there's some cities that, man, they're just so dense. And
I hadn't thought about bringing up the seller map in China. I'm definitely going to do that.
Like it'll be fun. Like, will everyone find like immediate value? I don't know, but like people will be like, this is cool because they, Shenzhen, if you jump with the seller map there, like it is intense. Like there are so many large sellers.
I should bring it. So I'm speaking at this event in China for a Chinese sellers event next week. I should bring it up on the screen.
And one of the best ways to connect with audiences is always to connect with them in their location. Like, it could cross the cultural boundaries. Well, I actually had a conversation just 3 days ago where I'm like, yes, this is it. So product research tools came out 2016, Jungle Scout viral launch. A little bit later, Helium 10 came in a big splash. And they're really good product research tools. They find like good products and they create all these filters. And this company, which is a very large seller today, I think they do about 50 million across different categories, is they felt like that they would put in all these filters and they'd get shown these winning category or these winning products. And by the time that they launched, it's like everyone else launched the same product because they, these product research tools just kind of like fed out the same winning products to everyone. And so fast forward today, like the way that we think about building, helping people in this product research phase is actually more about market research. So that's kind of like we take that bird's eye view across the board. And so you're really not, when you use SmartScout, you don't really look at a product so much as you look at a brand. You don't really think about a product more like a category, like what's the category and like what's its existing competition look like? And then ask yourself that question, can I succeed in this category? So we can jump in and just show off a few cool things. I'm sure we'll get lost along the way, but
Do it.
we've done a lot of new things in the last few years. And I'll actually even leave a secret link here where you actually get access to SmartScout for free. We built this brand report. All it is it looks at a brand top to bottom. I'll tell you why I haven't like promoted it, but I'll tell you why it's actually valuable still, even for free. So let's pick on one of Thrasio, the largest aggregator. One of their darling brands was Angry Orange. It's kind of like led their story because they took a small brand and they made it bigger. They did a good job with it. They rebranded it. It's a clean, good-looking brand. I'll share my screen, and we're going to do. So SmartScout has these like brand reports, a tailored report just for this. And it's kind of like an executive summary. So that's the way to think about these. And there's a specific link. Sorry, I'm not very good at sharing.
That's okay. We're just on the Zoom screen.
Zoom. Yeah. Like the tabs are actually close to where the Zoom controls are. And I didn't want to like X out. And okay. So right here on the left, we have these brand reports. I typed in Angry Orange and we will see, their trailing revenue for the past few months. And we have a brand score up here, 8.5 out of 10. Monthly revenue. They actually had a recent climb. So when I was telling the story about Angry Orange, they actually were on a decline, and now they've kind of looks like they kind of fixed a few of their issues. Maybe it was inventory issues. I don't know. Either way, this is kind of designed to an executive who is a non-Amazon person. And then the Amazon people, they can jump in and dig further of like what's actually going on. So right here, we see their market share in these categories. So yeah, this is an overview up at the top. And then there's a market share of the top categories and how they've done. So it looks like this cat odor removers, like I said, like used to be 0 because now it's 16.7% market share. So and you can click through, see, like for the Amazon people that really want to like get into the details, like we could click through into the subcategories here. Then we zoom in on the top brands in the dog odor removers and see that, okay, Angry Orange, they compete against My Pet Peeve, Eco Strong, Simple Green, they do odor remover. So you're seeing how they're doing in those categories, who the movers and the shakers are.
And I think that the 30-day growth is also really interesting, right? Because
Yeah.
it's kind of interesting to see that that cat odor removers for Angry Orange, they've grown 16.7% in the last 30 days. Like, what did they do to change that?
It could be anything from like us. When I see stuff like that, Stark, I kind of think inventory. They may have ran out of stock, but we'd have to dig in further to see some of the products and what happened. we then just grab like this brand report. We grab a top product, then we show the top competitor. And we do this programmatically. We know that like these guys are like on each other's keywords everywhere. And so we see that.
Yeah, I think the search terms are so interesting here because you can see that the monthly revenue for Rocco and Roxy, this particular product, 841,000, and then monthly for Angry Orange, 500, so 341,000. Then we actually look at the search terms. Top search term ranked #1 for cat pee enzyme cleaner, which is so interesting. Because if I'm Angry Orange and I want to steal market share from Rocco and Roxy, I can report like this and go, oh, you know what? I'm not ranking for cat pee enzyme cleaner. I'm not paying attention to that segment of the market. How can I grab more market share from them?
Yeah. So you can click through in Rank Maker and you'll see more of the search terms. We show the top ones, like, these are big products. And they're like #1 in a few different search terms. Angry Orange is winning on their branded terms. This Rocco and Roxy is winning on, pet urine, enzyme cleaner for cat. I mean, like I don't have cats, so you won't find me searching that stuff. And then like what you said, like there's a lot of keywords. We're finding that, we do a kind of a head-to-head analysis further, like in the numbers. That Angry Orange has 1,100 unique keywords, whereas Rocco and Roxy has 1,100 as well, 1,104. Wow, I've never seen them this close before. It looks like they're almost 50-50. Whereas they have 1,800 shared keywords that they're ranking.
The organic versus sponsored. So Rocco and Roxy are clearly like they're really focused on ads. Where it looks like it'd be interesting to study now what Angry Orange is doing off of Amazon, because for them to have that much organic growth is really big.
Yeah. And then we take their keywords, how many that they have at each of these bands, like how many are they ranked 1 to 3? We know that like as like the way that customers shop, the first 3, they're getting I'd say almost 50% of the sales. It can change, keyword and category to category. And 4 through 10 get a lot. 11 through 50, that's page 2. That's not getting that many sales. So you want to see how your keyword distribution is changing over time. And so
really cool.
This is really like, if you were to look at a competitor brand and want a quick overview, if you want to share something,
even looking at your own brand would be kind of cool, because you could see like, oh, wow, this is where I'm missing. You get this top level view. Of course, SmartScout has all of these other tools where I can dig deeper, like Rank Maker and stuff like that. But I think it's so cool to be able to look at my own brand, look at my top competitor's brand. This is a big struggle for sellers. I know on my last China trip, a lot of the people that came to China, they were having problems with competitors creeping up on them, right? And they were going, I need better prices. I'm going to China so I can source better. But if they have access to a tool like this where they can clearly see, I'm not ranking for these keywords, I'm not doing the same things that my competitors are doing, I'm missing out on this market share, and here's exactly how I can go after it.
Yeah. So we wanted to just get this in people's hands. So this URL, it's actually free. It's free to get in. And I think we give you a couple of brand reports without even we don't even talk credit cards or anything. This is the URL. I'll, smartscout.com/brand-reports. You get in here. We ask for your email just to make sure you're a real person. So we do get robots that will sniff around. And then you can get free access to these reports. One of the reasons I just didn't push it is it takes us a while to build these reports. So if you're looking at a large brand, if you type in Nike, it's going to take us a few hours. If you type in, most brands that have like 100 ASINs, it'll take 5-10 minutes. but because like it kind of like, because we wanted this data to always be fresh. So it just didn't tell the same story without it being like, fresh. Usually our data like can be, up to a week old, but for this report, we wanted it to be fresh the moment they got it. And so there you have free access to a report. Now I want to jump into kind of like what we were talking about, like the market research. What I think is one of our core ways of thinking about Amazon. It's Amazon's not one marketplace. It's like 40,000 small marketplaces. And so we mapped out every category on Amazon and to see the revenue and the brands that win in each. Oh shoot, I probably can't find Angry Orange. I don't know what specific category they're in.
I think they're in, yeah, household cleaners, if I'm not.
So there's health and household, this is the way that Amazon's categorized it. I don't think cleaning, household supplies. Okay. I don't know why that they have supplements in the same category, in the same parent category as cleaning supplies. But either way, so the way that Amazon is organized, we just kind of like threw it into these big parent categories. We're jumping in. Let's just jump into cleaning tools, and looks like mops and brushes is where we're at. We can see that these are
what's really popular in cleaning tools right now. What a few sellers have thought about launching is the mini cleaning tools. So it might be interesting. That's a big trend on TikTok. People are using these little mini things to clean their house. So it might be cool to see, like, let's go into brushes, because that's like where these mini ones are coming out. So
it'd be very, when we jump into brushes, I just like clicked in to look at the brands inside of brushes, and I don't know this category. I've only recognized one brand so far.
OXO, yeah.
Yeah, OXO. And they're a small player. There's probably a lot of generic brands that are maybe they're overseas brands where they don't really have like a brand that people are tied to. I don't know. This is new to me.
And what I love in this tool is I go to products, right? So if I jump into the subcategory of household cleaning brushes, and then I click on products, SmartScout is now going to show me pictures of in order of estimated monthly revenue. It's going to show me pictures of what's selling. So this gives me a good idea. And then I can actually look at the brand and see everything that brand sells. So if I'm interested in, for example, the #1 seller is Labigo, like they're selling this interesting little brush kit thing. Now I can actually pull up inside of SmartScout the full brand and see what they're doing, what else they're selling, what their keywords are.
Yeah. It looks like a pretty solid product here with 15,000 reviews.
Wow.
And there's a lot of them. They're very big and showing, I think, a lot of different head accessories for these brushes. These look like they're like electronic almost.
Yeah.
I kind of want to try one of these. My 2-year-old is getting a lot of stuff on the ground right now, and I want to find a cleaner way to mop it. But like cleaner, I mean like efficient. Like I could just like grab it, do it real quick, and get back. Like I don't.
And on the topic of Angry Orange, they're actually in pet supplies.
Okay.
And they're in pet supplies, and then their subcategory is small animal odor and stain removers. So cat odor removers and dog odor removers.
Okay. Wow.
Yep, right there. So now we can look and see what products and brands are dominating this category. So we see Angry Orange is up top there.
Yeah, they have a variety of products and in different categories. I mean, we found one that they are currently the leader in.
Mhm.
This isn't their biggest product. We'd have to like kind of look at the entire brand.
And let's
Uh,
do that. So
okay.
let's show everyone how we can go into
Yeah.
the brands tab and we can
So yeah,
actually,
like one thing about SmartScout is the data is very threaded. It's kind of like you kind of get lost in the data. You got to know where you're at. We have all these tabs up here. So we can move from the products to the brands that quickly. Here I want to look at Angry Orange and look at all of their products. So look, we just like created another thread of data. And here's their top product, you know, the one that does about 500,000 a month. And I could even click through, I think, to find out the subcategory, but I have to expose another column. We have probably too many data columns sometimes, but really like this is another, like, you know, just if you want to look at just the products of Angry Orange, you know, here you go. Looks like they've experimented with a lot of, I don't know, essential oil air freshener. I would have never expected Angry Orange to
Illuminati. What is this? This is
yeah.
interesting.
This looks like someone got really creative with this brand and they
Now,
wanted,
and let's just say that we wanted to get into this, like we see this interesting product and we're like, okay, they're doing 24,000 a month of this interesting a little Illuminati products. It's in a totally different category. Then what you could do with SmartScout is you could go into that subcategory and discover
uh-huh,
all those brands and see
yeah.
what their market share
Okay.
is.
So yeah, right now we're looking at like, here are the categories that they are in. So now I'm looking at Angry Orange. Let's just keep track of our tabs. We're having fun here. Dog odor removers, cat odor removers, small animal stain removers, air freshener sprays. These are the categories. Looks like they've experimented in household floor cleaners or charcoal air purifying bags, and you know, not really succeeding. Maybe they are killing those products. You know, that's pretty common. But
Which is a great way for us to learn, you know, because
yeah,
how many people, charcoal bags still show up on some product research tools as good opportunities.
right.
So, you know, you never know. It's really great to be able to look at a product or a brand from this
I
view
mean,
and see
yeah.
what's
I
happening.
mean, it could still be a good category, but it's just, I think when you jump into something new, like charcoal bags, you got to look at the big, like who's winning. And, you know, I would look at these three, or even four people that have more than 10% market share. Like they're doing like pretty good revenue. You know, those are $1 million brands, $1 million brands in this specific category. And I would personally, I wouldn't go into this category unless I like knew their approach. Like,
Mhm.
how do they position themselves? What's unique about their product? What's their pricing? And I think, if I'm not mistaken, we'll actually have, you know, their average price right
Okay.
here. So this Maso Natural is actually priced higher than the others. But they have a lot of variants, 24. I'm guessing that those are variations. I don't know. I'd have to look. Whereas like Vergali only has one product. So
And
what,
they're
you know, what,
doing 300. Yeah, let's look. I'm curious.
um, so this is the one that is, you know, it's on fire in this category. Looks like they even have a limited time deal, but you know, 10K units bought in the last month. So
Wow.
I wouldn't jump into this category until I researched this
Yeah,
specific
I want to
brand.
know where are they getting their traffic from? Because if we scroll down in that listing, there's a ton of competition. You know,
So yeah, and I mean, we can get lost in that traffic as well. Like, let's see, can I throw it in Rank Maker? Yes,
yes,
I'm
that's
going
what I would
to.
do.
So Rank Maker is basically, I'm actually like, I was literally on a call this morning, like, it's good. It's so good that like, we want to like, we're going to refresh it. So if you're back here in 3 months, hopefully we've done it even more. And so we're looking at all of the keywords that it's doing well in. And I'm actually going to filter. I just want to look at the top, like, 1 through 5. Like, let's see where it's really winning. And, it's got some big charcoal odor absorber. It's number 1, 37,000 searches. So, they're the top keyword in 321. They're the top ranks in 321 keywords here.
Wow.
So, certainly getting a lot of traffic from a lot of different places. There's no question that this is not a winning product. And
can we put this ASIN into the traffic map?
yeah. Let's go back.
It's one of my favorite things to do too. Oh, here we go. Traffic sources.
Oh, wait, let me try and copy that ASIN, because I think the way to get into what you're referring to, that our traffic graph is, you kind of just need to copy in the ASIN.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. It defaults a search to keto chocolate. That was just fun. I mean, this was like a decision made years ago.
Yeah. What's cool about this is, I've actually used this traffic graph to figure out where certain products are getting their traffic from when it really doesn't make sense why they have so many sales. When I look at everything else in the market, I'm like, okay, well, let me pull up the traffic graph and see if they're doing something different, if they're getting their traffic from a different type of product. And oftentimes I'll see, especially with Chinese sellers, I'll see that the traffic that they're getting is coming from a completely separate product, like that has nothing to do with their product. And oftentimes you see that with giveaways.
I might have put in the wrong ASIN because, here's Angry Orange.
Well, yeah, we can just look at that. Oh no, that's them right there.
That is, what's funny is they're, randomly enough, it is connected, in the traffic graph. So this highlighted circle means this is the one that, we just punched in. It's through the grapevine. It is connected to,
my gosh,
Angry Orange. So looks like there's only a few, that are coming inbound. And here's 2 products that it's, let's see, come on. Yeah, this is a web. You get different responses for different search terms. I feel like traffic graph is one of it's a wild card. It's a wild card.
Yeah.
as to what you're gonna get. Okay, very interesting. I'm looking at this, and this looks like it's another type of air purifying bag, and people are buying it together. They're buying this with this, and then they're also buying, very and then you get a web of products. Let's see, and then this bag right here must be like a additional. Yeah, you know what, this, every time I see this tool, I'm like, wow, there's like stories to be told.
Yeah, I love just what I use it for is I will look at different products like this one, for example, and then I'll pull that one up and I'll start studying that brand and just see, it's like interesting to follow down the web and see, how things are related and why, the traffic might be related in this case. So yeah, I like looking at that and just kind of seeing, what I mostly look for in the traffic graph when I'm on SmartScout is I look for any weird outliers because it helps me understand a little bit where that particular brand is getting their traffic and if they're doing anything out of the ordinary on Amazon to sell their product. And that's helpful, especially when you're looking at a competitor.
Well, there's one last thing that is kind of like topical. I think it's kind of interesting. final part of this, like, where does traffic come from, or like research. We created something, I almost kind of think of it like, Google Trends for Amazon, where we are tracking the history. Like right now, it's Mother's Day gifts and it's popping. We have this tool called Popping Topics. You can look at, it's actually more about finding, it's not really about finding keywords so much as it's about like finding trending keywords.
Mhm.
So,
And
I'm
are
guessing,
these trending keywords specific to Amazon?
yes. This is all like Amazon data. The search volume is Amazon data. There's also one different thing. It's actually all very category specific. So you can look at just one category. Let's look at like what's trending in toys and games right now. A lot of times toys and games might, like, you're going to see some pop culture stuff. Knuckles, I'm guessing that's like, is that like Sonic the Hedgehog? Graduation class, Godzilla, a water table. That's like, okay, we're seeing some pool floats. Yep. Bubble machine, but like we're seeing a lot of springtime things, Cinco de Mayo decorations.
Wow.
These are the thing about like what we just did is we've already categorized it. The majority of the products that, the keywords that we're showing, the majority of the products are actually in the toys category. So we've already done that filter. I'm going to, select all again. We actually exclude media categories. That one creates a lot of really weird stuff because of movie, TV show releases, book releases. You can look at that, and actually, it's a lot. It's fun. It's just like you're just kind of entering a
There's so
different.
many interesting keywords here that I didn't even like, I've never even heard of, like Knuckles, BMF. Like, I want to know, like, what is that, you know?
Oh, I guarantee you. I think Knuckles is a movie.
Oh, okay.
It's related to Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay.
Okay. I came across something when I searched pickleball paddles. Let's go back to 6 months. It might be a 6-month trend now, where I was like, that I did not expect. Where is it? So it's probably going to be here. I saw a trended keyword is like pickleball paddle set 2024. Let's see.
Really?
You can get this in a list view. So we're doing kind of like the grid view. I'm going to do, there it is. It's like right here. So 2024. And then when I search this keyword on Amazon, the top product right there, 2024, right there in their title.
Weird.
And pickleball paddles, sporting equipment. Sometimes people are looking for the latest versions. They feel like, oh, things are getting better,
And how smart is this brand? And if I'm going after certain keywords, I can use popping topics like you just did, paddleball,
yeah,
pickleball,
yeah,
right? And then I can look at I saw a set of 4. So that's the thing. Like if I'm considering launching my own pickleball brand and I was like, okay, I'm going to launch 2 paddles, right? I know that there's a trend there and I can look at for 4 paddles instead of 2, and I can look at new trends. I can look at the 3-month view, the 1-month view, the 6-month view, and see, what's happening and make my decisions, for my product launches based on that.
yeah. And obviously, like we're approaching summertime. So, the summertime keywords are gonna start to dominate, and everything's for pickleball is gonna look bigger because, it's the time of year.
And even if I already have a 4-pack of pickleball paddles, I could use this to look at keywords that I could add into my listing, like the one brand did with 2024. So
yeah. Yeah. I think there's some SEO finds you can get here as, new search trends. I've found like brands that have gone viral on TikTok through this tool. It's been a lot of fun, and it's been a lot of fun to work on, for us, because I don't know. I like when data tells a story, and, there's stories here. So
yeah,
yeah.
that's why I love SmartScout so much. It's so fun. Well, Scott, I know you're a super busy guy. Thank you so much for spending the time
Yeah.
with us today and showing us all the kind of new cool things that SmartScout is doing. And everyone, I have amazing discounts on SmartScout for you. So I'll put those in the comments. I'll put my my link in the comments for you guys to save on SmartScout. And then of course, don't forget, I'll also put the link in the comments for the free brand report that Scott shared with us today. So you guys can check that out. And I hope you guys tune in for our next Wednesday Wisdom session. And thank you so much, Scott, for being
Thank you.
here today. Oh, by the way, we always ask this question. If people want to connect with you, how do they do that?
Let's see. I've been more active lately on this like really like, boring, nerdy, connecting, social media called LinkedIn. So you can reach out to me there. I've been writing more than I've been like sharing pictures and videos. So, that's, been interesting. So yeah, you can check that out. If I do write it, I write the Smart Scout newsletter. So if you want to learn how I think about what's new and relevant. If you got this free brand report, you'll be jumping into the newsletter cycle.
Amazing. Yeah, I love your newsletter. It is very insightful, very awesome. So yes, you guys definitely check that out. All right, everyone, have a great rest of your day and we'll see you next time. Bye.